Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be playing some outdoor camping for Deboned Poultry. Our goal here is to go lick some sugar cubes, and as you can tell, this is going to be a mildly psychedelic game. That's what it said on the 7-Day FPS Challenge webpage anyway, so you might want to take that under advisement. I have a feeling there could be some motion sickness involved in this one, maybe some flashing colors, flickering lights, and all that. As far as what this game's about, I have no idea, but looking at it for just a moment here should give you some sort of an idea. So it looks like we've got a few different worlds all mapped to different motion sections. So, okay, so if I move, let's just face what I'd say is forward here. So we're looking in this direction, right? So I'm now going to walk forward. All right, so the ground beneath me, look where there's that cube on the bottom left corner of the screen, right? See that cube and it's going to intersect? That is the actual ground, right? And then we've got these other parallel warping dimensions, which are also moving at different intervals based on how I turn my viewpoint. So it is extremely difficult to look at because this is actually mapped to wherever I happen to be pointing my head, and then this one is not. And these two things are just intersecting wherever they happen to intersect, and we have to play the game like that. It's going to be a pretty wild experience. I don't even know what to do here other than to go collect sugar cubes. I was told I should probably explore, though, because I don't want to miss anything. And I've fallen off the universe. Okay, so I have to somehow keep in my mind where it is that if I jump off, I'm going to end up actually killing myself. Now, I want to maybe just walk around this area for a while first, and let's just disregard trying to walk into the parallel dimension. Let's just explore this actual ground that we happen to be on. Can I get up to this little treehouse up here, this little fort with these cubes? It's actually quite picturesque, actually. Between these the pillars, the dynamic shadows, or maybe they're not so dynamic, maybe they're pre-baked, but they look nice. And then we've got this big old sun skybox thing going on, and it puts a nice contrast to it. I think there are some subtle colors and shading effects that are going on here, which, you know, they're subtly nuanced. They're not necessarily all put in intentionally per se, but I think they look nice anyway. So I guess we'll pick up one of these sugar cubes and see if that affects anything. Can I now move in a slightly different way, maybe? I don't want to pick up all of them, because I don't know, I wonder maybe if that would just end the game, and I don't want that to happen. This looks like a position where if I don't tilt my... oh, maybe it's impossible. Thought if I just don't tilt my head too much, I should be able to actually land on that other space. I can jump much, much higher, though, than I'm giving myself credit for. And I should also mention there doesn't seem to be anything in the way of sound effects or music, which is a little bit sad, because this actually seems like a great candidate for a really strange, surreal soundscape to be going on. Especially if you start to get the like stereo locational stuff going on as well, where if you like turn this way you can hear more things, and if you turn that way you hear more things, and then you sort of drive yourself in one direction or the other. I think it's safe to jump down here, yeah, and we can grab another cube, I guess. Now what happens? Can I just fall? I always miss. I don't know how to reach any of these positions because they're always shifting away from me. What if I can trick it, like, by backing up or something? Does that work? I'm actually backing up right now. I'm not sure if that's getting me anywhere or not. No, I still fall off the world, even though it looked like I actually landed on the ground there. Now, I saw a preview of this, and there looked to be other colors and things going on that I'm not seeing here, so I'm wondering if there's probably more than meets the eye. I'm just not sure how to get to that point. I mean, maybe I should just pick up all the cubes and see if that ends the game. I didn't get that one. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, so when we reach the end of that level... oh, this is quite wild to look at. This is like an M.C. Escher painting or drawing. That's really pretty, actually. I really like these colors all hitting together in kind of arbitrary ways, but they're creating compositions pretty much every single time I move. I mean, you could almost take any still shot of this and say it's pretty well on its way to being a piece of art by itself. So you could be procedurally generating pieces of art right now, and I guess there's another set of sugar cubes for me to find. And yes, the reference is not lost on me. It's just not what we're talking about here today. And it's an obvious reference, really, but it's clearly a very surreal landscape. And if I line this up in just such a way, I want to see, like, what kind of compositions can I make if I start moving these things around. I imagine I could probably use some of these as very cool, like, graphical effects if I took slices from this and I just panned the camera around and then just, edited up the clips. I could probably use this stuff in various places. Not that I need to be, like, bringing that up right now since we're trying to play the game, but it just sort of struck me as a decent idea that maybe I could use this to enhance my presentation if the developers don't mind. Although I'm not actually sure who the developers were. It said Assorted when I went to go check that out. That is so cool looking! Oh my gosh, I love it. Imagine if they added, like, dynamic shading to this, like, dynamic lighting effects, and then also had, like, a day-night cycle going on. And these things are actually, like, morphing and changing in front of our eyes all the time. Like, even when we're standing still. I could easily see this being, like, a dynamic painting you would put on your wall. Well, painting's not the right word, but, a dynamic piece of art. Did that just warp the colors? No, okay, I guess not. I kind of feel like each time you pick up one of those, it should do something. Oh wow, that's crazy. It should do something to the color scheme. Just tweak it a little bit, or have it start, morphing by itself. Now I think I can get these three shapes to converge if I oh, I fell off. If I stand in the right place, you can actually learn quite a bit. I have a feeling by standing in the right spot, and if you start falling, and then you can kind of see where each piece of land or set of shapes and mass are actually mapped to your perspective. So, like, I guess if we look at this very subtly, so this plane here is mapped to up and down. Is it... Okay, it follows us left and right, but a little bit slower, I guess, than our normal viewpoint turning. And then we've also got this one here, which doesn't seem to follow. But then there seems to be a third one, right? I thought I saw another set of blocks that only appears maybe on the other side. They sort of trigger each other. I don't know, I feel like I want to figure this out, but at the same time I'm pretty sure I can't. That is such a weird effect. Imagine if you were playing a game like that had a serious, like, naturalism going on. If you were wandering around like Assassin's Creed or something, and then this started to happen. Like, this is a crazy effect. I don't know what you would do with that. Alright, I should probably get the next... Oh, wow. Did you see that? As I spin by this, it's quite a rush. Let's grab this next cube here. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot about something. So I can actually throw my own cubes. I have these green little cubes here. I'm not sure if that serves me in any particular way, but I can throw these. And they do seem to sit on the landscape, which I guess is a way that we could use to kind of judge what's happening. Wow, that is a turbulent-looking world in front of us. So this one's actually distorted along multiple axes, so we've actually got some vertical integration going on now. And I don't even know where the sugar cubes are, but I have a feeling if there are any more levels beyond this, I probably won't be able to keep track of them. I think our perspective is turned sideways. So I think the ground to our right, I don't know really how to point this out exactly, but the ground that's on the bottom right side is probably the real ground. And as you can see, the cube comes out sideways, right? So I think it's parallel to that ground, not the one on the left. It's pretty confusing, though. Alright, that looks like a place I should check out. I definitely would love to see a ton of this and the progression to just continue, because I just really enjoy looking at stuff in this particular vein. I don't know what it is, I'm just like such a glutton for these totally abstract, interactive pieces of art, and this is definitely one of those. This could easily be something that I would imagine would fit in, in like the MoMA or something. If it was put in the right conditions, obviously it would have to like play itself, or maybe, maybe not. It could be interactive art. There's always that kind of thing as well. I think I might have fallen below the ground. Is that good or bad? Alright, I might be able to like jump up some of this stuff. And the other thing it's missing, and now I think we're just getting like a kaleidoscope effect, but I think this is also missing having like dynamically moving objects that you need to then try to keep track of, or maybe that would be the next step in this progression if we are continuing to get more and more fragmented each time. I don't even think I've seen any cubes on this run. I think I'm just going to fall off, because now it's getting a little complicated to try and track where I am. I'm trying to think with my head at a 45-degree angle here. I'm not actually holding my head that way, but I'm just trying to pretend I am. Look at how cool that is as we rotate around and shift through some of this, and it starts to just morph through itself. I mean, usually I find polygonal effects when they intersect like that, it often looks kind of tacky. In this case, I don't really mind all that much. It actually enhances how crazy it looks. But I definitely would love to see some, or hear some sound effects and music. I think this definitely could use that. And if we could add some dynamic stuff as well, I think that would be a really nice addition as well. Where else is there a cube? I should have shown you this, the green blocks thing when it was still at the beginning, because the way they fall to the ground is actually kind of cool. They seem very, like, well modeled. Oh, is that? Oh, my cubes turn white when they shoot far away. Okay. And then you can see them falling in 3 different directions at the same time. I would imagine there's probably another cube down below us somewhere, but I'm not sure where. And I think once I get down there, I'm pretty much stuck. I'm not really going to get back up. Some of the color patterns that were going on, or the color suggestions, sort of reminded me a little bit of that rollerblading game Zenith. I covered that one a long while back, but it was a really, really pretty game. It's like a cel-shaded Jet Force Gemini type looking thing. Or Jet Force Gemini, that's not what I'm thinking of at all. Jet Grind Radio, that one. The other Jet game. Can I fall down here? There might be more to see. If I could just position myself right. I don't know that I can, though. I need to stop moving so quickly. It's probably just getting everybody really disoriented. Maybe I've fallen? Okay, I guess I've fallen. Is there something I can do with these cubes over here, maybe? I can jump very, very high, so maybe I should try and use that to my advantage. Is there an angle? It's really disorienting, but in a good way. At least I think so. And if we threw in, like, glitchy graphics, well, I guess this would just be the test of, like, this is what happens when your 2 SLI video cards don't line up, and then your computer also overheats. Can you control the first-person shooter game that you happen to be playing at the moment? The answer would be probably not. But yet, still find it compelling. So I was saying before that I was probably not going to do too many 7-day FPS games. As it turns out, I kind of just want to play a whole bunch. Like, I went through the whole pile of them, and I looked them up, and I sorted them, and I went through the ones that looked the most interesting, so I don't know, I'm probably going to end up playing a bunch. There's a cube up there, by the way. No clue how I'm supposed to reach it, but there is one up there. So, I mean, there are a couple of games that are kind of pressing that I want to get to sooner than later, so I maybe will just cut in at some point and do a couple of other alternative videos and then come back to this, but I kind of want to hit a bunch more of these games, so if you guys don't mind, we'll see about that. Somebody said, like, oh, you shouldn't let that Doom clone represent the whole 7-day FPS challenge. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I didn't really intend for that to be the case in the first place. Oh, there's the other cube over there, I think. But really what I was just going to do was do the one and then do some other types of videos and then come back to these as well. But, you know, I don't want to get too off on a tangent here because there are plenty of other indie developers that have requested for me to do videos on their game, and now I'm sort of like jumping in and taking a bunch of that potential coverage away from them, which I feel a little bad for. Oh, I think I finished. Okay. I guess that was all the same one. For 7-day FPS by several? I don't know if several means 7 developers or several developers or just the name of a developer is several. I don't know. But look how these cubes seem to fall in a very accurate way. They seem very well physics modeled. They bounce off of each other in a kind of a cool way. And it just lets you play around with them for a while. I like that. So I guess this is the first area without the overlapping crazy stuff going on. Well, I guess if I pick up that last cube, that just ends the game. So I guess we will, you know, wrap up things at this point. This is Outdoor Camping for Deboned Poultry, one of the stranger titles I've played in a lot of ways, you know, visually, and also the title itself is just rather strange. Can I throw a cube straight up? Is that... No? Okay, seems to just kind of throw them from the hip. That's fine. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was a very cool experience, very artistic, very surreal, and I would love to find more stuff in the same vein as this. So I will keep my eyes open. Hopefully you guys can also alert me to the fact that there are other games that might show up in this same vein. I'd have, like I said, a bunch of other games from 7-day FPS that I want to look at, and I have a feeling at least 2 or 3 of them are a little similar, although I don't think we're going to find anything quite like this in our future. But still, thanks everybody for watching. As always, if you want to check out more in the series, there are over, well, we're just about to the 500 mark. I think we're like, I don't know, 7 or 8 shy of 500 indie games available over on indie-impressions.com, all with videos, all tagged and sorted and categorized. So if you want to go check them out, feel free. You have my blessings. Sort them out, see what you can find. Maybe you'll find something really cool that you never would have run into otherwise. So I hope that is the case. And if it is, feel free to get in contact with me. I'd love to hear from you specifically, especially about this game, or if you're an indie developer and you'd like to possibly contact me about the possibility of having your game on the show, I have a contact form over on that page, so, feel free to send me an email. I also have my Twitter and all my social media links and everything in the description, and you can feel free to go in that description, go grab this game for yourself, because it is totally free, as with all the games from this game jam. So if you want to try this yourself, have an interesting evening, and let me know what you thought. I'd love to hear from you again. So, leave me some comments, leave me any support you can. I really do appreciate it. Likes are always welcome if you think I deserve them. And hopefully, we'll get a little bit of a rapport with each other if we haven't already. I know a few of you have been around for a very long time, and I always appreciate all your support. But, the best way for the channel for me to still keep growing is through word of mouth. So if you really want to help me out, tell a friend. I always appreciate that as well. So that is going to do it for another episode, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. I will talk to you again tomorrow because a new episode goes up every single day, so I hope to see you here, and I hope you have a lovely night. Talk to you later.